Welcome to Dreamweavers, adult sleep stories crafted to guide you into calm, restful slumber. Here, soft narratives explore history, curious facts, and worlds of wonder, told slowly to ease your mind. Please like and subscribe to support these gentle journeys. Tonight, we enter an ancient medieval scriptorium, where candlelight and quiet ritual bring manuscripts to life through the patient work of a monk. Chapter 1. The Scriptorium at Dusk.
The daylight fades softly beyond tall arched windows, and the air grows cool with stone chill as twilight slips quietly inside. The room waits in hushed stillness, a sanctuary holding its breath. Shadows stretch slowly, thickening across wooden desks. Candle wicks lie patient, awaiting flame, their silence a gentle prelude to light and warmth.
A slender match is struck quietly, a tiny spark igniting the wick. The candle catches, a delicate flame blossoming slowly upward. Wax begins to pool gently around the base, glowing amber. Movement is slow, unobtrusive. The soft dance of shadows lengthens, flickering over the timber desks, touching each surface with golden strokes. The scriptorium breathes calm, its every corner folded in gentle darkness. From the doorway comes a subtle creak as a wooden stool shifts under weight. The monk arrives, his heavy robe whispering softly against stone floor, each step measured, deliberate, his breathing quiet in the still air. Settling at his desk, he moves with calm patience. His tools are gathered carefully. The quill, the inkpot, the folded parchment each, handled with reverence for the inkpot, the folded parchment each, handled with reverence for the work about to begin. The match flickers out, leaving the candle to glow steadily. The monk's fingers brush the edges of a manuscript, soft whispers of page turns, barely audible. A delicate rustle fills the silent room, a soothing, constant rhythm. He tests the quill nib lightly with his finger, gauging its readiness before dipping it slowly into the ink, absorbing its dark richness with patience and care. Ink pools on the quill, thick and glossy. The monk draws it to the vellum, the nib scratching softly, tracing lines with meticulous care. Each curve and letter drawn reverently, in a steady, unhurried rhythm. The room holds the sound. The delicate scratch of ink meeting parchment so. Faint and intimate, it seems to invite the listener to lean closer. Faint and intimate, it seemed to invite the quiet pulse of ancient creation. Around the monk, shadows deepen, their edges shimmering in candlelight's gentle flicker. Time slows here, measured by movement and breath. The flame dances softly, casting pools of warmth that ripple across the stone and wood, while cooler blue twilight presses quietly against the windows. The scriptorium feels suspended, a tranquil retreat where every small sound carries weight and meaning in the unfolding night. Silence is punctuated by the faint rustle of turning pages. The monk moves slowly, his gestures paced like deliberate prayers. Hands steady, fingers gentle. The quill is dipped again, this tender ritual continues, each letter born from patience. The room holds this meditation, a peaceful loop of ink and paper. Flame and shadow the ancient craft unfolding in soft measured motions that calm and invite stillness. The scent of melting wax blends with the faint musk of old parchment. Sounds shrink to whisper. The light brush of a sleeve, the shifting of a stool, a soft breath. Time stretches long and quiet here, inviting calm attention. The scriptorium at dusk feels like a gentle cocoon, a space where the world's noise fades, leaving only the monk, his book, the flickering flame, and the soothing rhythm of creation. As evening deepens outside, The candlelight gathers strength, weaving golden pools across the timber desks. The monk's work slows, breaths steady, the repeated motions tracing silent blessings into the parchment. This sacred labor hums softly in the dimness, a meditation that unfolds gently, inviting the listener deeper into stillness and calm, wrapped in Chapter 2. Tools of the Quiet Craft. In the stillness of the Scriptorium, the monk begins with careful selection of vellum sheets. He runs his fingertips over the smooth surface, sensing the quiet strength beneath his touch. Inhaling deeply, he savors the faint scent of animal skin and lime, a gentle reminder of nature's presence in his work, guiding him toward a night of focused creation. Next, the monk prepares his ink with deliberate care. He grinds soot slowly, watching the fine particles settle as he mixes them with a touch of gum arabic. The glossy black pool catches flickering candlelight, a tiny world of depth and fluidity. This ink will become the flowing voice of the manuscript, lending permanence to his whispered thoughts. With patience, the monk trims a quill, holding it close to his face in the flickering candlelight. Precise, tiny strokes shape the nib, each cut measured and quiet. He tests its point on a scrap of parchment, feeling the gentle resistance and knowing this simple tool will serve him faithfully tonight, a delicate extension of his mindful hands. Every motion in the Scriptorium contributes to a rhythm of tactile intimacy. The pressure of his finger pressing a bone folder smooths vellum beneath his hand. The subtle scrape of a knife carefully trims edges, soft and hushed. Each sound and sensation weaves into a meditative loop, inviting the listener to feel the stillness and detailed care enveloping every task. The monk dips the freshly cut quill into the ink pool, watching as the glossy liquid clings to its tip. There is a moment of anticipation in the silence, the soft tap of the nib against the edge of the dish. Then his hand lifts gently, ready to transform blank vellum into luminous script that will whisper stories through centuries. Attention to sensation guides the monk through his work. He notices the subtle roughness of parchment when turned, the coolness under candlelight, the faint rustle as pages shift in the quiet room. Each sound is a thread in a fabric of peace, pulling him deeper into the slow, exacting world where time itself seems to soften and stretch. The monk's fingers move with mindfulness, the bone folder gliding with gentle pressure to flatten folds in vellum. The barely audible tap of a knife shaping corners is a soft punctuation in this evening's chorus of sound. Each action repeats with calm intention, creating a sensory harmony that comforts and centers both craft and centers, both craft and soul. The candlelight flickers, its amber glow casting dancing shadows over the smooth surfaces and aged tools. The monk inhales the mingled scents of wax and ink, the quiet fragrance filling the air like a whispered secret. This intimate atmosphere wraps him in a cocoon of timeless creativity, where every detail invites tender attention and deep calm. In this tranquil environment, the monk's movements echo softly, the hushed scrape of blades, the gentle tapping of nibs, the tactile exploration of textures. These moments stretch into an extended calm, a gently looping pattern of sound and touch that invites the listener to rest along with the steady rhythm of quiet craftsmanship in the Scriptorium. As the night unfolds, the monk's hands continue their slow dance with tools and materials. Each stroke holds reverence, each motion a meditation. Immersed in this sensory world, the listener is drawn into a deep state of peaceful focus, where the craft and calmness merge in an endless loop of whispered details and restful presence. Chapter 3. Letter by Letter. The quill is dipped once more into the inkwell, a gentle hiss as the nib soaks the dark liquid. It lifts slowly, poised above the vellum, breath steady and calm. The scratch begins softly. Soft lines drawn, curves forming with tender care, each letter unfolding slowly in a rhythmic dance of hand and eye. The nib glides, tiny flecks of ink settling with a quiet puff, a delicate hiss like a whispered secret. The monk inhales deeply, the breath steady, measured. A loop is drawn, closed with gentle pressure, a curl that softly echoes in the silence before the nib lifts, pauses, poised for the next careful stroke. Dip, draw, blot, a lullaby of motion. The quill dips into the inkwell, dark liquid swallowing the tip fully before rising, heavy and earnest. The quill scratches, letters becoming words, sounds of ink pressing into vellum, tiny hisses and soft rustles. The hand moves slowly, each curve deliberate, each line measured, breathing syncing with strokes. Inhale, exhale, the dance continues, calm and endless, meditative and still. Perhaps the tiniest droplets cling to the nib, a gentle blot, pressing softly to prevent any smudging. The parchment holds each letter like a precious gem, curls and loops captured in this quiet evening glow. The hand rises and falls with serene rhythm-quiet scratch, small hiss, pause inviting peacefulness to gather in the soft shadows around, the glow catching every stroke, every letter a small breath, every curve a careful step in this ritual of creation. The quill dips again, dark moisture soaking the nib, the sound of liquid, heavy and slow. The parchment welcomes each mark, ink pooling just enough before the nib lifts, a whispered stroke forming another delicate line. The rhythm soothes, steady, unhurried, breathing with the motion. The monk's hand moves with tender purpose, raising the quill to rest, the slow tilt capturing light on gilded edges. The curves twist and turn, each loop closing with a soft scratch, a moment captured and held. Breath deepens slightly, syncing with the tactile rhythm, each letter a small world of sound and feeling, delicate as the flickering of candlelight shadows nearby. Dip once more. The nib drinks deep from the inkwell's dark pool. The scratching resume sounds like a gentle whisper, slow and steady. Ink settles with a soft hiss, the parchment absorbing words that live in this soft respite. Fingers steady, eye and hand connected in a meditative choreography. Stop, breathe, move, repeat. Each stroke a whispered lullaby in the candlelight's calm. Now the quill strokes curve, loop, and lift forming letters that pulse with quiet life. The breath guides each movement. Inhale slowly, exhale long. The delicate hiss of ink drowning the tip is a secret rhythm, repeated silently through the night. The hand pauses, then moves again, drawing, blotting, turning the page softly with a gentle sigh, ready to begin anew. A soft turn of the vellum. The pages whisper together, a flutter barely audible. The quill dips once again, new dark water drawn onto the nib. Scratch by scratch, letter by letter, the rhythm settles deeper into the evening's peace. Breaths grow calmer as ink meets parchment. The slow repeating cycle lulls the mind into quiet harmony beneath the watchful candle's flame. Dip, draw, blot, turn. The silent dance continues, hands moving with gentle precision. Each letter formed with loving care, each sound a delicate thread weaving this peaceful tapestry. Breath and motion aligned perfectly, creating a moment outside time. As dusk deepens into night, the monk's quiet craft wraps in stillness, guiding all to calm. Chapter 4. The Quiet Art of Illumination. In the hushed scriptorium, the monk begins by mixing pigments with delicate care. Powdered minerals meet the smooth yolk, or the gentle gum, binding colors into luminous paints. The bright click of a shell against crushed lapis or ochre echoes softly, like a quiet song of creation in the still night. Each color is tenderly prepared, the texture gritty and fine beneath the monk's practiced hands. Slowly, the brush taps the surface, laying down pigment with a whispering rhythm. The gentle rustle of gold leaf follows next. Wafer, thin and fragile, it seems to float as the monk breathes softly, placing glimmering stars on parchment by candlelight. The gold leaf settles with a hush, a breath held in reverent silence. The monk's tool smooths gilt with a barely audible rasp, coaxing the metal to shine with a glow that captures candlelight like a tiny flame. These moments linger, small sounds emphasized, each one a sacred note in the quiet symphony of illumination. The sound of the brush tapping is a calm, steady beat, the gold leaf's gentle rustle, a whisper on the air. Each movement slows further, as if time itself softens in the scriptorium. The monk's attentive eyes trace the gleaming gold, turning fragments into stars on the vellum canvas, holding the silence like a precious treasure in the stillness of the night. The texture of crushed pigments, smooth, rough, earthy, blends carefully with the binding agents. The monk's hands move with reverence and intention, knowing each color will catch light and hold meaning. Gold and color, light and shadow, dance quietly under the steady glow of the candle's flame, crafting a scene both fragile and luminous to calm the weary soul. Slowly, the brush lifts and dips once more, depositing layers of color that catch delicate light. The warmth of the candle flickers softly, making gold leaf shimmer like captured starlight. The quiet sounds, the tapping, the smooth rasp of the tool, invite the viewer into a solemn meditation on the small wonders of crafting beauty in a world of dark stone walls. As the illumination deepens, the monk's careful touch shapes the glimmering edges of tiny halos and intricate initials. Each stroke is measured and reverent, the roughness of powdered minerals gently transformed into radiant patterns. In this calm, sacred space, the flickering candlelight seems to breathe life into each gilt fragment, a quiet celebration of light held still on paper. The silence is punctuated only by the soft tapping brush and the feathery rustle of gold leaf. The monk's slow, deliberate movements wrap the room in a cocoon of peace. Each tiny gilded detail shines with a gentle brilliance, a painstaking craft that turns the manuscript into a glowing testament of patience, devotion, and serene artistry. The gold leaf folds, whisper as the monk bends to lay it carefully in place. This simple sound carries a sacred weight in the quiet scriptorium. The brushes tapping, the nearly invisible rasp against the gilt, together they create a melody of stillness. With every stroke, the manuscript catches candlelight like stars captured in the night's embrace. Each gilt fragment glimmers softly, reflecting the candle's warm glow. The monk wraps up his slow work, the tiny sounds fading into the quiet night. This art of illumination, delicate and luminous, offers a gentle passage into calmness. It is a whispered reminder of light's quiet beauty, a soothing embrace for all who seek rest in the peaceful dark. Chapter 5. Midnight Rhythm and Minor Errors. The night deepens softly, and the monk's motions settle into a steady nocturne. Each dip of the quill, each gentle stroke across the vellum, becomes muscle memory. The same delicate blotting follows, an intimate ritual within the quiet, candlelit space. This steady rhythm fills the silence, wrapping the room in a tranquil, glowing cocoon of creative solitude. With each repeated motion, the small imperfections bloom gently. A tiny blot here, a faint smudge just there. These moments are embraced, tenderly accepted as part of the peaceful process, not blemishes but small stories of humanity. The monk's hand pauses briefly, aware of a whispered error, then slowly lifts a knife in careful correction, softened by the soothing candlelight's warm embrace. In the hush, ambient sounds grow vivid, the soft breath of a robe shifting, the faint slow tick of wax melting in the candle's gradual burn. The turning of a heavy folio adds weight to the quiet night. These simple noises mingle, rising and falling in a subtle nocturne. The repetitive actions and gentle sounds form a meditative dance, steady, peaceful, deeply calming. The monk's fingers dip again, quill touching the ink's dark pool, then glancing back to the page. Each letter takes shape with deliberate care, the flow of ink slightly unpredictable, accepting a gentle waver here and there. The beauty lies not in perfection, but in the imperfect, hallowed rhythm of the task, woven with patience and quiet grace under the softly flickering flame's watchful gaze. A careful blot interrupts the linotiny droplets absorbed into the page's warm grain. Far from a flaw, it becomes an intimate fingerprint of effort, a testament to slow, thoughtful creation. The monk's breath deepens, settling into the repeated heartbeat of this night. Quill, dip, stroke, blot, turn, each action a soft step in the winding journey through darkness and light. Occasionally, careful scraping smooths a mistake, a tentative scratch under quiet stars. The knife moves with a whisper's touch, respectful of the page's history and the ink's flow. This small dance of correction adds another layer to the story, a gentle acceptance of human fallibility embraced by the stillness around. Time stretches, and the quiet is broken only by these delicate sounds. Each turn of the folio feels heavy, deliberate, as if the parchment holds centuries of secrets within its pages. The monk's hand moves steadily, resting briefly on the vellum's surface, feeling the texture, the faint ridges and dips. Every sound, the soft scratch of quill, the whisper of fabric, the candle's soft crackle melds into a nocturnal symphony of patient, steady work. A soft crackle melds into a nocturnal symphony of patient. The rhythm grows familiar, a heartbeat echoed in flickering shadows. Muscle memory guides each stroke as the world outside the scriptorium fades away. Tiny flaws are accepted with gentle understanding. A slight smudge here, a hurried blot there, all forming part of this quiet, sacred ritual. It is not haste that moves the hand, but a calm dedication to this timeless act, of creation. Beneath the candle's glow, the monk breathes softly, his steadiness mirrored by the slow melting of wax and the gentle turning of pages. The atmosphere thickens with a comforting stillness, where even small errors become moments of tender reflection. The quiet repetition lulls the space into peaceful balance, each motion both mindful and meditative, carrying the night deeper into serene quietude. The night flows on in this gentle rhythm, a cycle of mindful actions punctuated by human subtlety and imperfection. The small rituals dip, write, blot, correct, turn continue without rush or interruption. Here, in this candlelit solitude, the imperfect and the perfect entwine gracefully, crafting not just manuscripts, but a peaceful state of mind. Chapter 6. The book takes shape. In the quiet stillness of the Scriptorium, page after page begins to join in gentle succession, unfolding into a growing book. Each newly written sheet whispers softly as it is stacked, the sound barely reaching the ears, like a secret shared in the fading candlelight. There is a secret shared in the fading candlelight. There is a satisfying sense of progress. The monk pauses often, candlelight flickering, to read the latest lines he has penned. He judges the spacing and balance with an intimate care, adjusting rhythm and hand with love and patience. Each letter flows into the next, each word a measured step along a path of quiet creation and deep concentration. Threading the gatherings with steady fingers, he prepares the pages to become whole. This gentle ritual is repeated with focused calm, the deliberate weaving of each section marked by moments of stillness. The binding begins to be imagined, the book's weight felt in anticipation, as the story of patient labor grows heavier and stronger. Every small act adds to the whole. The sound of the quill dipping once more into ink, the slow, careful formation of letters, the subtle folding and stacking of sheets all draw the narrative steadily toward completion. Each gesture is imbued with reverence, a meditation on patience and perseverance that invites the listener to feel the story's heart beat slow and steady. The monk's hands move with practiced grace, holding the quill lightly but sure. The soft scratch of tip against parchment is like a gentle murmur in the dim glow of candlelight. As the words flow, they leave a delicate trace, the promise of knowledge and warmth held within each carefully crafted line. Time here is measured differently, not by the ticking of a clock, but by the turning of pages and the slow accumulation of meaning. One after another, sheets become gatherings, gatherings become chapters, and chapters become a book, growing quietly with each thoughtful stroke. This is the art of building something lasting and true. The scent of wax and fresh ink mingles in the air, a faint but persistent reminder of the evening's work. Shadows flicker gently across the stone walls as the monk's focus deepens, his mind as steady as his hand. Moments of silence stretch gracefully between written lines, inviting calm and contemplation. Every evening, the peaceful solitude of the Scriptorium lends itself to this slow, steady toil. The process is more than copying it, is crafting a legacy, one letter at a time. In the quiet repetition, something true and lasting is born, built from countless small patient acts, each infused with care and intention. The weight of the growing book begins to settle softly in the monk's hands. The imagined binding pulls the pages gently into a whole, a treasure of knowledge and thought. There is something deeply satisfying in feeling, the slow progress, in witnessing the transformation from scattered sheets into a singular, living narrative. As the night deepens and candlelight fades, the monk offers one last reading, savoring the balance of rhythm and line. Through gentle, whisper-soft motions, he honors the slow craft, inviting us to embrace the quiet power of steady building and the enduring beauty found in the patient creation of a book. Chapter 7. Snuffing the Flame and Rest. As the evening draws to a close, the monk's gentle hands move with care. He rinses the ink dish slowly, watching the dark pools dissolve into clear water. Quills lie quietly to dry, their slender shafts catching faint candlelight. Each movement is deliberate, calm, peaceful, as if the room itself is settling down for restful sleep. The last sheet of parchment is smoothed with delicate fingers, guided by years of practiced grace. The monk closes the folio softly, palms feeling the weight of every written stroke. A deep reverence fills the air as quiet settles around him, the glow of candles flickering low. The knight knows this moment of completion, a sacred pause before rest. With a tender hush he approaches the candlewick. The small flame bends gently under his touch, then softly snaps shut like a whispered secret. The crackle is faint, fleeting, delicate as the wick's glow fades into shadow. This simple act of snuffing carries more than darkness, a gentle farewell to the day's devoted labor. Now the book is placed reverently upon its shelf. Its cover catches the last worn glimmers of candlelight, a silent witness to countless nights of careful transcription. The weight of preserved words settles into the quiet, a sanctuary held in timber and vellum. The room feels still, cradled in the embrace of soft shadow and peace. Soft breaths fill the space as the monk moves away, leaving behind the quiet hymn of solitude. Extended silence lingers, like a gentle mist weaving through stone walls. The calm repetition of the evening's tasks fades into a tender memory, inviting the listener's mind to unwind, to drift away like candlelight slipping into sleep's embrace. Rest now. The monk's slow, steady rhythm echoes through the stillness. Work done, time to rest. Feel the gentle quiet settling deep within, a soft pause between each breath. The whisper of vellum, the faint scent of wax, the faint crackle gone, all leading towards peaceful dreams and serene slumber. Let your thoughts float gently now, softly drifting. Softly. Softly. The hush deepens. The night wraps round like a warm cloak. The room holds its breath in reverent calm. Let your eyes grow heavy, eyelids fluttering like fragile leaves in gentle night breezes, each pause, each silence drawing you closer to rest. Words slow to a whisper, a lullaby for your mind's quiet journey towards sleep. In this sacred stillness, linger just a moment, feel every breath slow, the mind's edges softening. The monk's night concludes in peaceful surrender to quietude. Embrace this gentle lowering, this tender descent into deep rest. Every sense now unburdened, floating on the delicate threads of calm night's embrace, inviting serene dreams to unfold. Hold this gentle moment close, as calm darkness stretches wide, tender and still. The book rests. The room rests. You rest, cradled in the soft silence of night's safe haven. The quiet breath of the monastery's ancient heart beats slow and steady. Let yourself be carried in this peaceful rhythm, wrapped in quiet and deepened rest. Now, with a hushed benediction whispered on the night air, rest deeply and dream sweetly. Let every sound fall away, every thought slow, surrendering to quiet calm. Sleep's soft arms reach out, embrace you fully. Peace be yours, beneath the watchful gaze of flickering candlelight, until dawn's gentle light returns anew.